Shalom, all praises, blessings, glories, and honors to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to my elder apostles and bishop elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth, as well of men of like mind. Shalom wa chasad, which means peace and mercy, to the elect of the nation of Israel, whom we so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, and Israelite foreigners of the seed line of our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom are scattered here in America, which is Babylon the Great, and abroad. To you I say Shalom, and Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Ratazah. This lesson is edifying and informative. Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20. Woe unto them that call evil good, and good evil, that put darkness for light, and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet, and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes, and prudent in their own sight. Woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward, and take away the righteousness of the righteous from them. In the news from the RT, Uganda accuses World Bank of coercion or anti-gay law. The institution underestimates Africa, and the continent should be allowed to solve its own problems, President Yoweri Museveni has said. The World Bank is attempting to force Uganda in abandoning, keep that word force in mind, into abandoning its principles and sovereignty. The country's president, Yoweri Museveni, has claimed. Museveni's comments followed the World Bank's announcement on Tuesday that it will not approve new loans for Kampala. And this is the point right here. Why is that? In response to anti-gay law introduced in the country in May, the institution claimed that the legislation, which imposes the death penalty for certain same-sex acts and a 20-year prison sentence for promoting homosexuality, contradicted its value. So, because this country, Uganda, has passed a righteous law, condemning and against homosexuality, the World Bank has disapproved of aiding them with loans. This is an example of this man basically putting evil for good and good for evil, in an attempt to take away the righteousness of the righteous from him, because Esau is anti-life. His soul, which is lifted up within him, is not upright. He cannot do good. He is only accustomed to doing evil. So this man is basically trying to force Uganda into accepting sodomy, which is against its principle, which is unrighteous, unnatural. Again, this is why the scripture says here in verse 23, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Because Esau calls evil good and good evil. He puts darkness for light and light for darkness, and sweet for bitter and bitter for sweet. Excuse me, I put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter, if I had incorrectly just now. Anyway, let's read on. It says, again, Museveni's comments follow the World Bank's announcement on Tuesday that it will not approve new loans for Kampala in response to an anti-gay law introduced in the country in May. So they're responding to the country's most recent response concerning gays or sodomites in the country. The institution claimed that the legislation which imposes the death penalty for certain same-sex acts and a 20-year prison sentence for promoting homosexuality contradicted its values. In a statement on Wednesday, the Uganda leader called the bank's decision unfortunate, but vowed that his country would develop with or without loans. They really underestimate all Africans. We do not need pressure from anybody to know how to solve problems in our society. They are our problems, he stated. Museveni's government has been widely condemned. Why? Why is that? Since the Anti-Homosexuality Act was passed, with growing demands for sanctions against state officials from human rights groups and activists. It shows you that this man has corrupted the whole world. Now people believe that it's natural and that it's okay to be a sodomite. And if you speak against sodomites, you can either go to jail or get a fine, which is wicked. Activists argue that the new law legalizes homophobia and transphobia, while the government claims, read Leviticus 20 verse 13. It says, while the government claims it is necessary to preserve cultural values and prevent disoriented LGBTQ, and who is the one that's responsible for corrupting the world with this this madness? I say it like that. Esau. It says people from recruiting others. The World Bank is the latest entity to sanction the East African country, following the U.S. government's imposition of visa restrictions on sponsors of the anti-gay law in June, and the threat to further action against officials responsible for human rights violations. And recently, the U.S. cut ties with Jamaica. For something similar, it says out of this week, the bank concluded that no new public financing for Kampala will be approved until the efficiency of additional anti-discrimination measures in projects its funds is tested. So they're basically trying to withhold money. They're withholding their money from Uganda because Uganda is against sodomy, which sodomy is a complete wicked act. Okay, the penalty for that, according to the scriptures, is death, according to Leviticus chapter 20 verse 13. It says, but obviously you can't do that like that in this society, because the scripture says that all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. You go to jail if you kill a Mo, in this country. But in other places around the world, it's against the law to be a Mo, and they're allowed to put a said person to death or in jail. Just look at nature, man. Nature will teach. It's against nature. Uganda and the bank are continuing talks to avoid this division if possible. President Museveni said on Wednesday. This includes the article. Look at this Jake, man. He's like, what the fuck? In other news, last article. The death toll in Hawaii Inferno rises to 53. Quite an unfortunate event. Many souls were lost, families and whatnot. But at the end of the day, this was judgment from Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, we have to understand and look at the bigger picture. As unfortunate as it was, this was judgment from on high, from the Lord. The Lord had required these souls on that particular day when this event had occurred. Okay, read what is that, Job, I believe the 3rd chapter, the 4th chapter, around the 5th verse or 9th verse. It states that no one perish being innocent. Now I'll just play this short clip amongst a few others. But before I do, let me just read the headline real briefly. It says, police in the U.S. state of Hawaii have confirmed the death toll, and all these spirits, they're now arrested. And the Israelites that were among them, they're now arrested. Okay, they're not in hell burning, like some people say. They're not in hell burning forever. No, they're in the spiritual realm at rest. Police in the U.S. state of Hawaii have confirmed the death of at least 53 people due to massive wildfires that have been raging on Mo'u Island since Tuesday. So Hawaii has been experiencing wildfires since Tuesday. Governor Josh Green predicted that the natural disaster could be the largest of its kind in the archipelago state's history. On Thursday, Maui County Police Chief John Pelletier revealed that the death toll had risen from 36 to 53. When asked by reporters about the number of missing people, the official said, "Honestly, we don't know." Here are
maybe hot, yeah, watch out,
the
yeah.
aftermaths.
Just watch out, hot maybe. Oh, there's no surprise over here, concrete.
Wow. Old folks home gone.
Are you seeing wine break up habits at all?
Look, Auntie Bill's house gone.
Fire at it. Fire at it. Hey, this the fire truck though.
So there you have it.
Shit.
So there you have it. So with that, I'll conclude this lesson. Abu Radizad has been edifying and informative. Until the next, Shalom to the elect.